I'm back. So for anyone who's been following me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube for the last year and a half or so, you may have realized that I've had a big gap. I haven't posted anything on YouTube in about 5 months. And in this video, I want to get real with you about why that is. And as I make more videos, I will talk about the journey that I've been on, coming back into my body. But today, this is really about getting real about the changes that have occurred in my life and why it's taken me so long to put myself in front of a camera. So let's go. Let's get real. I went on a big trip at the beginning of the year to Israel, which is where my mother's from. And it was a very beautiful trip for me. It was a real pilgrimage back into the home within myself. And that also meant coming back into my body. And during that time, my body drastically changed. I went from being very skinny, very thin, to gaining weight in my body, which I actually became very insecure about. And my weight is something that I've been struggling with my entire life. I've been judged for the way that I look. I've been told constantly about how I should look. And I actually wrote down a list of things that people have said to me about my body since the age of about 13, thinking they had the right to comment on my physical appearance. And so many of those comments I took into my heart, and I would pound myself at the gym thinking about these comments that they said to me that made me feel shit about myself, and then use those comments to try and fuel my exercise in a sort of bid, in a race or in a competition with those voices in my head to try and be different to what I was. And before I went to Israel, I was probably the slimmest I've ever been in my adult life. And I will go into why that happened. But again, it was another way for me to control my body and to try and fit a palatable societal standard of what a female body should look like. And I did get a lot of approval for it, but I was unhappy. I was attracting the wrong people into my lives, dating narcissists, judging other people's bodies, and always seeing the problems in my own body, always seeing the places where there was fat and where there was something that I didn't agree with or found ugly. And then I put on weight when I was in Israel, and I also got my period back, which I'd lost for almost a year. And I felt disgusting. The feeling of gaining my period back made me feel fat, made me feel sticky, made me feel ugly. But I took the power of my period and said, you know what, I'm going to use this sacred gift of bleeding and shedding every month to learn about the feminine, to learn about my womb cycle, and to honor my womb and my body. And so this year for me has been a massive journey back to the feminine, back to my body. And it's so interesting, the places in my body that have grown, like my boobs. They were like a bee when I left to go to Israel, and I had all these tops that I used to wear that were like bralettes. And now I don't even measure in cup sizes, but now all these tops I used to be able to wear, like normal tops, they're like coming to half of my chest. And this is something I also was insecure about initially. You know, my chest felt heavier. I was receiving comments from my family that were telling me that it wasn't okay. And despite all of this, I had to keep coming back to myself and go, my body is my home. My body is the home for my soul. This embodiment is so much more than what meets the eye, so much more than the physical appearance. It's the sensation, it's the touch, the taste, the pleasure. And as women, we have been taught to deny this beautiful part of existence and to focus on this tiny part, which is how we look. And we've received so much validation from that became the most important thing to us. And the reason I'm telling you all this is because I feel that my work, I feel that my message, I feel that what I want to bring to humanity is this embodiment, this divine feminine embodiment, and this empowered sense that no matter how you look, this is the most beautiful and worthy vessel in existence. You are gifted with the ability to grow and create life within you. You are gifted with that creative space to hold life, which means you can channel that creative energy into other means, other channels. We are givers of life. We're portals for spirits to enter the earth. And not only that, but women are so powerful and beautiful. And this society that we've grown up in that has tried to make us feel any less than that have actually done so well doing that they've internalized that so that we battle within ourselves, so that we hate ourselves. And I am sick to death of feeling like this. I've been measuring how I eat. I've been in a battle with my own body since the age of 11, so that's half of my life. And I am sick of it. And this is why I'm sharing this with you today, because this is genuinely why I didn't post a YouTube video for so long. I was like, I put on weight, people are going to judge me. I'm so afraid of this. Oh my God. And as I've sort of come into my body and just began to accept myself more, I've realized, oh my God, like this is something I need to speak about. This is something that other women are going to hear. And when we have a message that is vulnerable and that is part of our journey, it is there to be shared. So for anyone out there that is struggling with body image, with insecurity, with lack of self-assurance or self-esteem, or is lacking confidence in themselves, this is what this channel is about. This is about you coming back to the personal power that you have, the strength that you have as a divine feminine embodiment, and remembering the magic that you have to create anything you want in this life. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so glad I got to share this message. If you've listened until the end, keep checking out my videos that are coming up. I'm going to be speaking all about this, about body image, about confidence, about clarity, and about how to come into your soul's purpose, your sensuality and your embodiment when you repair your relationship with your body, which is essentially repairing your relationship with yourself. So thank you so much for listening. Mwah. I love you. Mwah.